Have you ever thought about watching our planet actually build itself? I know, it sounds like something straight out of science fiction. But what if I told you that in a few incredible places, you can see the Earth creating new land right now, in real time? Well, today, we're going to take a tour of these amazing planetary construction zones.
It's a simple question, right? But it really gets to the heart of how we see our world. I mean, we walk on what feels like solid ground. We're surrounded by coastlines and mountains that seem so permanent, so ancient, and, well, so complete. But is that really the whole story?
Well, the truth is, our planet is anything but finished. These rare spots are like living, breathing laboratories of planetary creation. They show us that the ground right under our feet is constantly changing. We're about to see how the Earth is writing its own future, one lava flow and one grain of sand at a time.
Okay, let's just dive right into the most dramatic force of all, volcanism. This is literally Earth's creative fire. We're talking about brand new ground being forged from superheated molten rock that bubbles up from deep inside the planet's mantle.
So what's really fascinating here is that there are kind of two different recipes for making land this way. Over on the left, you've got Hawaii. The massive Pacific plate is just drifting over this stationary blowtorch of magma, what geologists call a mantle plume. It's like a conveyor belt moving over a candle, and every so often, poof, a new island gets punched into existence. Then you look at Iceland on the right, and it's the total opposite. The island is literally being ripped in half as two tectonic plates pull apart. All that magma just rises up to fill the gap, creating brand new crust right down the middle. And this just gives you a sense of the sheer scale we're talking about. Over 500 acres. That's how much new land was created by Hawaii's Kilauea volcano during its 2018 eruption alone. That's basically the size of 400 football fields worth of brand new Earth, born from rivers of lava pouring into the ocean. Just wild. And this creative fire isn't just happening on a couple of islands. In Ethiopia, you can actually see a whole continent starting to split apart. It's like we're watching the blueprint for a future ocean being drawn. Then in Japan, this one island, Nishinoshima, just keeps growing and growing. And out in Tonga, new islands can literally appear from under the waves, sometimes sticking around for years, other times just vanishing overnight. But land isn't only born from fire and fury. The next method is, well, it's a lot quieter. It's a much more patient process. Here, the architects of new land are water, sediment, and, believe it or not, life itself. This is such a mind-bending idea. I mean, the source just puts it perfectly. It's not just geology that builds our world. You have billions of tiny little living creatures, all working together over centuries, constructing entire landscapes from the ground up. So this breaks down two totally different paths for that slow and steady build. On one side, you have river deltas like the Mississippi. The sheer force of the river just drops countless grains of sand and silt, building new wetlands bit by bit. But then on the other side, you've got coral atolls like in the Maldives. You've got these tiny coral polyps that build on top of each other's skeletons, creating these incredible living islands that literally grow toward the sun. All right, for our third and final method, we're flipping the script. Here, new land isn't really added from the top. It's pushed up from below. This is where we see the absolutely immense power of tectonic plates and even the crushing weight of ice shaping our coastlines. Just let that sink in for a second. An earthquake so powerful, a magnitude 9.2, that it created brand new coastline instantly. In just a matter of minutes, huge sections of the seafloor were violently shoved upwards and became permanent dry land. It is one of the most sudden, most dramatic forms of land creation on the entire planet. And then you have the slow-motion version of that same upward shift. For thousands of years, these colossal glaciers have been pressing down on the Earth's crest. But as those glaciers melt, that immense weight is lifted. And, just like a memory foam mattress slowly puffs back up after you get off of it, the land begins to rebound. This whole process, it's called isostatic rebound. And it's revealing new shorelines every single year in places like Alaska and Scandinavia. This gives us a whole new way to think about making land revelation. It's not about building with new material, but uncovering what was hidden all along. As these giant ice sheets retreat, they are exposing landscapes that have not seen sunlight in thousands of years. We're talking new islands, new valleys, new coastlines, all emerging from an icy tomb. So we've seen land born from fire. We've seen it slowly built up by water and life, and we've seen it thrust upward by these incredible geological forces.
So, what does this all tell us about the planet we call home?
This timeline just lays it out so perfectly. It shows the different heartbeats of our planet. Land can be made in the time it takes to drink a cup of coffee during an earthquake, or it can take thousands of years as a continent slowly tears itself into. This incredible range just proves how dynamic and active our world truly is.
And that's really the core takeaway here. The Earth isn't some finished museum piece that's locked under glass. It's a dynamic, messy, amazing workshop. Whether it's the violent minute-long chaos of an earthquake in Alaska or the patient, century-long work of corals in the Maldives, our planet is constantly building, shifting, and remaking itself. We're living on a world that is perpetually in a state of becoming, and we're lucky enough to get to watch. So I'll just leave you with this one final thought. From the fiery lava fields of Hawaii to the rising coasts of Greenland, these amazing creative processes are happening right now as we speak. So the only question is, if you could watch our planet in the act of creation, where would you go?